Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name's Melina and I have my best friend Amanda here with me today. Hi. It is the end of the month, so it is time to do a TBR. And I thought that I would bring her along with me to do a TBR and she's going to choose it for me. So there's only one rule, and it's that I could veto one book out of her list. I gave her 7 books to choose, so she's going to choose from what's behind us here. And all the books that were in my room that I showed you in my, showing you my physical TBR books, I put them all next to us right here, and I'll insert a clip here somewhere. So Amanda is not a bookstagrammer. Nope. She is not a book talker. Nope. She knows nothing about what's trending, what's not. Nope. She was just a casual reader when we were growing up, and that's it. So it'll be really interesting to choose. It'll be very interesting to see what she ends up choosing and why.
I'm excited. I'm also an English teacher, so my opinions are
different.
Yeah.
She's not a romance reader, so
no.
She has a lot to choose from,
so
it'll be very interesting. She knows that I'm going on vacation,
yes.
So
yes.
I'll be reading a little bit more than usual. Mm-hmm. So maybe keep in mind, maybe keep a little summer read in there for me.
Okay.
Okay. But right. That's it. So she's going to start choosing, and then we're going to show you what she ends up choosing and why.
There's so many options. Let me look here first. You know what's funny? This is so much harder than I thought it was going to be. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna stick with these as my all my maybes, and I'm not gonna go back through all these behind me.
Okay. So Yay. This is what she chose so far, at least for first round. I'm just gonna hold them up because it's a lot of them actually. These are all of the maybes, so it's a long list, and she has to choose 7, maybe 8 if you want.
These are gonna be the last maybes I go through once I'm done.
That's fine. There's no right or wrong. This is you're going into this pretty blind. There was a lot to choose from too.
Yeah. Can I give the order for you to read them in, or does that not work?
Okay. No, because I'm a mood reader, and if I want to
okay. Oh, you also read more than one at the same time.
Yeah. You could tell me what order you would have liked it, and then I'll take it into consideration. But no promises.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Oh, she lives local. She's in Philly, with her husband and 3 feral children. No, that's what sold me off of it. 3 feral children. Come on, lady.
You have such a weird criteria for choosing.
The thought process in my head right now is wild. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So let's see if this. No, I'm good with my 8.
So those are the books.
Those are the books. That's it.
She's gonna go one by one and show you what she chose and why. Again, this is from the perspective of someone who is not online, on the book, section, no books. She doesn't do anything to do with books online.
The only thing I follow on Book Talk is the really gruesome horror stuff,
which is not here.
It's not. No,
this is not what it is here. So this is all. Basing it off of. Well, we'll find out why she chose these. Okay, go.
So I chose these 2 separately because I've read both of them. This is a classic, and I think that most people who like to read fiction should read this book. And it's also really pretty, and I like the fact that it's pretty, and I like the fact that you got it in London. Because I think that adds to it. Yeah. Okay. And it's also not a really tough read. It's quick. It might be 240 pages. So that's why I chose this one. And it's really pretty. It looks so nice. What a classic. And the movies made of this are pretty good as well. Yeah. I'd watch them. Another book that I read. It's just really positive and a feel-good book. So that's why I chose this one. It's also not super duper long. It might be 240 as well. But that's why we went with this one. This novel I chose because it was reminiscent, the cover's reminiscent of another book that I read.
How She Died and How I Lived by Mary Crockett.
Yes. The other novel, and I think it's her novel as well because it looks exactly the same. I read that she wrote was about a school shooting, and I thought it was really powerful. And this conceptually is about something similar. And I like the fact that these are books that are happening with kids who are in high school. So that's why I chose this. I'm also an English teacher teaching middle school kids, so this kind of novel is really interesting to me because these kinds of conversations that I'm going to assume would be had in this novel are things I like to talk about with my students. So that's why I picked this. This is the first one I grabbed, I think.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
You spotted it from the bottom of the pile, and you said, "This is beautiful."
So I chose this because of the way her name is hers. I'm gonna assume their name, the way their name is written. It's a tree, and I thought that was beautiful. And then that's really it. It's really pretty. The concept is cool. Like it seems like it's gonna be a good book to read. I like the fact that this is a book about someone who's going to deal with Syria, and considering how we feel about that kind of thing, I think it'll be a good time to read this. And there are different issues that'll definitely be present in this novel that I think, I don't know. I think it's going to be a good choice. I think this one's going to be hard, though.
You chose it for the vibes.
Yeah.
I know, that's why I keep putting it off, honestly.
Well, it's going to be hard.
So you want me to tell you, this technically is my priority to read as soon as possible, and then this would be my second priority, so everything from here gets moved over usually.
Okay.
And I keep putting, it's at the bottom because I keep taking things from the top.
I think it's going to, I don't think it's going to be a nice, like a comfortable read, but that's okay. Yeah, how beautiful. A love letter to Syria and its people. That's so nice. So, yeah, I don't think this is going to be easy, but I think it'll be impactful. Which is funny because this is not, if this is anything like the other books, this one's not going to be easy either.
Yeah, you made it a little tough for me.
I did.
Go on vacation.
I did. Oh, well, these are good vacation books. These are good vacation books.
Okay.
These are good. Yeah. And they're quick. You could probably read either of those on the plane ride to and from. Yeah.
Go.
Okay.
You're going out of order?
I am going out of order, yes.
Okay.
I chose this one because I read another book that Celeste, how do we pronounce an NG last name?
You would know better than I do.
I would know better than, I don't have a singular Asian student, so I have no clue how to pronounce it. But anyway, I read another one of her novels called Everything I Never Told You, and it's a lovely novel. I've also watched the series of this. I didn't realize it was from a book, based on a book, and the series is fantastic. So I assume this will be just as good. I know that she's a strong writer. I know that she's really descriptive, and really good at painting a picture. So that's why I chose this.
Writing.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's not like, it's flowery, but it's not like superficial either, which is nice. Because the other novel of hers that I read, this might not be super hard, not like heavy. Those are heavy. That's like in between. But the other book is written so well, like it's really strong writing.
It's also not long. So
No.
you chose 3 books that are very short, and the
Yes.
difficult ones are the long ones, but
Yeah.
I'll get through the other ones fast, actually.
So I grabbed this because I like the fact that it looks like an old book from the, what do you call this part? The binding? The spine, thank you. Yeah. I like the way the spine looked.
So it's The Secret History by Donna
Oh,
Tartt.
yeah. It looks like an old spine. It also says vintage, so maybe that's what it's meant to portray. But that's why I grabbed it. This is a book about a group of academics, and that's the world that I like as it relates to English and literature. So yeah, that's why I picked this one. No much other or better reason than that.
She's supposed to be a very difficult writer to
Really?
read through. Yes.
I'm really picking.
And let me tell you something else. Babel is supposed to be one of the most difficult reads ever. Not ever, but like it takes
hard.
a lot of concentration. Like it's not like
I love it.
a breeze through. You made this one really challenging for me. Let's keep going. Keep going.
You know what though? I think it's really funny because whenever we talk about books and you try to make recommendations to me, I'm like, if it's not written well, I'm gonna struggle to read it because I need like a strong, like a really well written. Like I'm nitpicky about that. If the writing's too this or that, I just can't enjoy it, and that's very obvious in my choices. Is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like a hard read.
I like both.
Yeah.
Which is why I have these in my collection, but that's why I've also put some of them off.
Yeah.
So
maybe I'll switch one out for something a little lighter. Because right now we're going heavy, and this one's going to be...
And now, this is the one I'm honestly... Okay, we'll get to it.
Okay.
This one I'm really excited for. This one's won awards.
Really?
Yes, so I'm really excited. It's Tomorrow Times 3 by Gabrielle Zevin.
I grabbed it because it's just so beautiful.
It has to do with video games.
And she's Jewish, and I love that for her. Right? This is the Jewish author?
Yes.
Yes. We love diversity, so that's why I picked this.
You chose a very diverse set, though, anyways.
Oh my god, I did.
Middle Eastern, Asian.
Yeah.
Japanese.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I've done a nice job.
Which is good, actually. I love reading diversely.
So what's funny is a lot of these books, the characters are academics. This one,
is that what you chose? Like you
not purposely.
Okay.
But I think I assume that if they are an academic, that the writing's going to be better.
Okay.
Which is not like a true assumption by any means, but like this character goes to Harvard, I think, and then one of them goes to Yale. This is a professor, so yeah, that's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's like the academic reading.
This one I'm excited for. It's about video game programmers creating a video game together.
Okay. It's also just beautiful. This is so pretty.
Yes.
It's
really
really
this
pretty.
one I'm excited for. I don't know if it's heavy. I don't know really the scale of, like, her writing's not that difficult.
Okay.
It's just good.
Oh my god, this bad boy.
Oh. It's
Babel?
Babel by R. Kwan, guys.
It's just so pretty. And Melina also mentioned that this is a difficult read, and I'm pretty sure I smiled when you said that.
It is. It's supposed to be a very challenging, you have to pay attention, and if you don't know a lot about the Bible, I know I probably am going to struggle because I know it has
like a lot of biblical allusion.
References more so, I think, because I believe it's about, like, the caste system where, like, people who are poor and mixed race are, like, scholars. They're, like, scribes of some sort.
Okay.
And I don't know that much about it.
Well, I love that. I also like a book that references the Bible a lot because I love the Bible as a piece of literature, not as a, sacred text. The Bible's just a story.
Well, like I said, she does a good job of mixing history with fantasy.
Well, that's
which
pretty
I
exciting.
think this is what this is as well. I still do think it's a fantasy, like a historical.
That's what it. Yeah.
Fantasy.
Yeah, historical fantasy epic that grapples with student revolutions, colonial resistance, and the use of language and translation as the dominating tool of the British Empire. That sounds beautiful, but challenging. I can even see it here, like in some of the language. Let me look at a random page.
That page 100? You're going in so deep.
I went to 114, yeah. But it's got, like, beautiful, heavy words. That, to me, is so exciting. But I like a hard read. How many pages is this? Like 500? How beautiful. I'm really excited by, by all that. But I think what I'm going to do, because I picked what look at least 3 heavy books, I think I'm going to drop one of them and throw another one in instead.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to drop this one, even though it was my first pick. And I really like the cover. I like the concept. I think I'm going to drop this one because of what's happening in Syria right now. And I feel like it would affect me greatly to read this. And we're pretty similar in that regard. So I'm going to say this is the one that I'm going to put back.
Okay. Do you know what your backup choice is going to be?
I have no clue.
Okay.
I'm going to go with this one.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to go with this one because clap when you land is such a Hispanic thing to do, clapping when we land. I thought that was cute. And then I opened the book and it's about a girl who's Dominican. And I love that. So, yeah, easy choice. Easy way to switch out. And I assume it's YA?
I think it is YA.
Yeah, it looks very YA to me.
I think it's about 2 sisters who are separated. And one is raised here and one is raised in the DR.
In DR, yeah. Oh, how beautiful. In memory of the lives lost on American Airlines Flight 587. Was that a 9/11 flight? It's in New York City. Died in a plane crash. I don't know. That's the choice. Oh, it's not going to be that heavy.
It's about a plane crash?
I don't think it's about, let's see. No, I think you're correct. He died in a plane crash. Yeah, new sisters. So this is going to be positive, hopefully. And you know what's cool? The darker sister's the one that lives in New York, and the lighter sister's the one from the island. I wonder if that's going to be a part of it.
The backgrounds.
Yeah. And yeah. I wonder how that might impact this. Okay. So we have our 8. Or 7? We have our 8.
It's 8, yeah.
Okay, now I want to put them in order of what, like, I would say to read. If it was me reading these, I'm going to put them in that order.
Now, mind you, remember, I'm going on vacation.
Yes.
Very, very soon.
Yes, very, very soon. Okay. You're going to read on the plane?
Yes.
I'd read this on the plane.
So that'd be first. So she chose what is it called?
Little Fires Everywhere. I read that first. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to know.
And you're going to probably read, like, 2 while you're there, or 3?
I don't know. I left it at 8 just because I have the arcs to finish. And those arcs are both romances. So if I need something light, I could read those.
I would do this one next.
The Tomorrow times 3?
Yes, because you're on vacation, and I think this is going to be fun.
And not so heavy.
And not so heavy. And some of it takes place on Venice Beach. So
fun. Beach. Okay.
Beach. You can't read heavy back to back to back. Like, that'd be painful if it were me. So then I would do this one next. How She Died, How I Live by Mary Crockett. Because I know it's not going to be a super duper difficult read in terms of the way it's written and the, like, structure and everything like that. Emotionally, I know it'll be hard. But, like, I feel like this is the one that I'd be able to get through quickest in comparison with the other heavy one, for sure. So this would be next. And then I would think that would probably be what you read on the flight and while you're there, because this one's pretty chunky. This one's got to be like 450, I think.
And if I read something else, probably it would be one of the romances, like I said. I think I have one by Tessa Bailey that just comes out, which I'm not a big Tessa Bailey fan, but I got an art for it, so
I don't know who that is.
She's she's the kind of romance writer you would hate. She writes typically lust at first sight, insta love, no build up, fast burn.
Absolutely not.
It's kind of funny because I read 2 of her books and I actually really enjoyed it, and then the rest of them were so bad that I just have never read one of her books since. We'll see. Maybe she'll go back to being like a slower burn, a little more depth.
I can't do that. Like that, like I just can't. Like, ugh. It irks me. If you had time for one more on vacation, it'd be Murder on the Orient Express, just because it's like, it's a classic.
A filler also.
Yeah, and it's not like super heavy. It's fun. And then I would either read Clap When You Land on the way back because of where you're going.
Right?
Yeah.
Read about a plane crash on the plane.
Yes. Irony. I watch Lost sometimes when I fly, just to remind me of my own mortality.
That's so morbid.
Yeah, I know. Or I'd read this one, and I'd read this one on the plane.
So should I switch it between this one and this one? Because there's only room for 2 plane rides.
Yeah, I'd read this one. If you don't want to read the plane crash on the plane, then I'd read this one on the plane.
Third.
And then if I were to come back after the trip because I'm happy and I have energy, I would start this one.
Tackle Babble.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I would leave this one to just kind of float.
If I have time.
Yes.
Okay. Honestly, this might be a worst case scenario for me in terms of books.
So sorry.
Not that they're bad books, because I bought them because I did want to read them, but I think it's just, you put a lot of challenging at once. Typically I do like 1 challenging a month at most. So
sorry.
this is going to be a challenge for me, especially as a fast reader. I think I'll read much slower this month, mainly because it's heavier.
Okay.
But I didn't do my veto. Maybe I should veto one. I think I might, honestly. I know we're last minute. I think I'm going to veto. Oh, let me read the back of these because I actually don't.
Okay.
I'm going to veto Babel. Only because it's really chunky.
And I think it's going to be really
tough.
tough.
I think it's going to be tough when... This one seems like Dark Academia is still winter for me. So I feel like this is good. So, okay, choose something else. I know, like, the book is almost done. But I was really thinking about it. I was like, how am I going to, like, not read one of these?
All right, so let's get you something like completely... So something that I would never read is what I'm going to grab you.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would never, ever grab this.
Fun.
I would never, ever grab this.
Oh.
Because it's YA.
Yeah.
Let me read the back
So I'm so excited.
After living through a dumpster fire on Valentine's Day. Whoa. Emily, not Emily with a Y, Emily I.E. No. Hornby escapes her grandmother's house for a much-needed girl talking...
It's a Groundhog's Day book.
But Valentine's Day?
But I guess. I don't remember. But she
It's
writes good
Valentine's
YA.
Day.
It's like rom-com in a book. And that's why I like it. It's not...
I didn't even see this.
It's a special edition.
Oh my god.
I bought it for that reason. I'm so excited, actually, because it's going to be so easy. It's just true YA. Like, she's known for rom-coms, like 2010 rom-coms. Like,
So it's probably going to be really fun to read, honestly.
Yes, it's not like... It's not even cringy, honestly. It's not... They're not...
It's what we would have read when we were...
Yeah, I think that's why I like her. I think it's just really reminiscent of, like, my high school self. This is what I would have really enjoyed. It's, like, cute and sweet, but not...
Like, nauseating.
No, not nauseating. And even, like, at least I read her other YA, and it dealt with grief really well.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Well, I like her name. Lynn Painter's a great name.
Yeah.
I love that. That's a beautiful
Oh,
name.
I don't even know if I showed you. It's The Do-Over by Lynn Painter.
So I wouldn't grab this because what I would see by looking at this is that it's from Simon & Schuster, and it's YA lit, so my assumption would be that it's going to be really cheesy because of who the production house is and because of the way it looks.
She does too cheesy, but I told you it's like rom-com.
Yeah, but that would be the first reason why I wouldn't choose this. And then if I, like, just genuinely, if I would have seen this, like the pages and the way that they're colored, I wouldn't have grabbed it because, like, so here's what, like, my brain reading this, I'd be so distracted by that.
Interesting.
Yeah, like, I'm looking at this now and I feel like I'd struggle to focus. Yeah.
Okay.
But that's an OCD thing I've come to learn. Yeah. That's what my therapist tells me. And then the opening line of the summary on the back, after living through a dumpster fire of a Valentine's Day, Emily, not spelled the traditional way. Like, I would never. But it's because I can be really... So a novel like this, I'd be incredibly judgmental of. But the biggest thing would be that it's Simon & Schuster. It's like millennial pink. And then it's this. Like, I would never. So yeah, That's why I
I'm
pick it.
very excited.
Yes.
I just think it's gonna be easy. Just so you know, this is the third book in all of them. So see, like,
I'd buy this one.
so this is the
I'd buy
third
this
one.
one.
So this is the one I first loved, and it's called
Okay.
Better Than the Movies.
Okay.
And they referenced every single 2010 rom-com ever.
That's cute. Okay.
So this is the second one, and this is gonna be. So see, this was the original cover. This was
Okay.
a special edition. And then I got this one. This was last year's release.
It's a
It's
beautiful
supposed to be
cover,
really
too.
good. Like,
Yeah.
actually really, not like rom-com-y. I think it's supposed to be really
Like actually good.
genuinely, yes.
Let me not say actually good. Rom-com books are good, and everyone
different, yeah.
should enjoy what they enjoy. This is just evident of how different our taste is. Wow, you know,
Yeah.
it's really
I also have a
interesting.
lot of fantasy. I'm surprised you didn't choose anything. You didn't choose a single fantasy book,
I
like
didn't.
real fantasy.
Yeah, I feel good about my choices. This does not match at all, though, which is really funny.
Honestly, it's
because-
perfect for vacation too.
It's
Where
a
would
good
you,
vacation
where
book.
would you put it in your orders? The current order right now. She has. Oh wait, the secret history goes at the very bottom actually. So she has Little Fires Everywhere, Tomorrow Times 3, How She Died, How I Lived, Murder on the Orient Express, Before the Coffee Gets Cold, Clap Before You Land, and then The Secret History. Where would it go now?
So what I would do is I would take this one out and put it for whenever you come back, and I would do like that.
And put that one on the bottom?
Yeah. Even though I probably read this before I read
Secret History?
Secret History, yeah. So I'd go like this. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So this is the final
Yeah. It's so exciting.
TBR. It is very different than anything I would have chosen for myself. If you see my list for next month, if I were to choose my own books, I had As Long as the Living Tree Goes, The Law of Story, Project Hail Mary. This is not it. I would have put To Hate Eric Connor, One Dark Window, which is fantasy, and Binding 13, my romance. So very different. But I'm excited for the challenge, honestly.
I'm really interested to see like your pace and what that looks like because these are not
Easy.
I can understand why you wouldn't put these together.
Okay, so my camera just died, but that's it. This is my TBR for the month, and I will keep you guys updated. I probably will do a vacation reading vlog, and I will let you know my thoughts. But she will be back. She'll be doing other videos with me.
Yes.
Maybe I'll take her to Barnes & Noble, and she could choose some books for me.
I'm excited.
And I probably will do a few vetoes in there, too, because I want to make sure that if I buy something, I actually
You're
read
gonna
it,
want to
too.
read it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's really exciting because like this to me is like a perfect lineup of books. But it's funny, this would take me months. It would take me months.
I
Yeah.
think I probably won't finish all of them, but I think I probably will leave maybe one or two only.
Okay.
I'll read the rest of it. I'm going to try.
Okay.
But I'm pretty excited for the challenge. And with vacation, I read a lot. I think I can read
Yeah.
like 4 books in a week.
Oh, that's
on vacation.
awesome.
So
Okay. And you're gone for a week?
yeah, I'm gone for a week.
Okay.
So we'll see how far I get through.
I can't wait to check in and like
Well,
see. I think I want to know when you finish reading Murder on the Orient Express, and I'd like to know when you read How She Lived, How I Died. I mean, How She Died, How I Lived.
Okay.
Whatever it's called. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you for choosing my TBR.
really
I don't.
enjoyed it.
I mean, maybe not. Thank you. I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel about it, but
This was a lot of fun for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
well, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.